What's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Turford from game-moose.com, and today I have another unboxing video for you. I feel like I'm just all about the unboxing videos lately. I guess it's just that time of year, although there will be some other ones. There is definitely a big one coming next month, so look forward to that. But in the meantime, let's focus on the one on hand we have on hand here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Octopath Traveler Wayfarer's edition. I am so hyped to unbox this. Octopath Traveler, I've talked about it before on the Game Moose podcast, which you can find every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time on game-moose.com, of course. That Octopath Traveler is probably like within my top 3 most anticipated games of 2018. And this Wayfarer's edition looks amazing. I can't wait to actually open it up. In fact, this is what sort of it looks like on the backside as well. Yes, there's a bit of glare because of the lights, because the package itself wrapped in plastic. It's very shiny. So I had to pull out my old trusty knife because there's some tape along the top and on the bottom. There's literally just like one strip of tape on each side. And then we are going to unbox this bad boy. So I love the fact, first of all, this comes in the shape of an old tome, a book for all y'all kids out there. Of course, plastic shell is going to go over here for now. So first of all, I love the look of this. As I mentioned, it looks like an old book. It's even got sort of the look of the pages and on the top as well. And it looks like it's got this magnetic clasp here that opens up. And that's sort of how you get to the content. So let's take a look inside. So first of all, there's a book here. We're going to get to that in a second. But we're going to sort of take a look inside here. So here's sort of the inside of the box. There's a book here, and then all the special edition stuff. So on this side, we've got, well, we're supposed to have, it's like jammed in here. So basically on this side, this is where it comes with a Kermit Coin. It looks like it fell out, like it was in this slot, and I guess it just got jiggled around. So first of all, this is a commemorative gold piece. This is actually from the game. With the correct symbols and everything on it. Quite a unique piece. It's really heavy. It's got some heft to it. There are sometimes in these collector editions, or sometimes you get it as a pre-order bonus, some collectible coins, but they're never really feel like a real coin. This feels like you could really go and use it somewhere. It's not actually made of gold, unfortunately, because, you know, I'm sure that's what their gold coins are actually made out of in the game, but you know, that's not what we did here. So put it back in the slot. We've also got the game. So here's the cover art, and again, it's the same cover for the standard edition of the game. So it's basically everything's exactly the same. On the inside, there's actually a really cool inside cover that shows all 8 characters with their names, and it's really cool. Again, Octopath Traveler, of course, if you're unaware of what Octopath Traveler is, it is a turn-based Japanese role-playing game from Square Enix that is got this really cool art style. Basically, it's got 16-bit characters and sprites, but it's mixed in with like almost like real-world locations with like dynamic weather effects and stuff like that. It looks really incredible. And it's a style that really popped off when it was first announced at the Switch sort of initial announcement, really. It was announced at the original launch event for the Switch. So that's pretty cool. So next thing we got in the box, of course, if you are a classic JRPG gamer like I am, you probably have seen 1 or 2 of these in a box before. This is actually a cloth map of the world. So, and it actually has something on the back here. So here's the map of the world in this game, which you actually get to go to most of it pretty early on. At least in the demo you could. I'm pretty sure in the actual game it's you get to go to all the places pretty early. And on the back here, you've got all 8 characters hanging out in a tavern just talking about things. Again, this is sort of the promotional art they showed off when they first announced the game back at the original Nintendo Switch presentation. But I really miss the days of getting cloth maps in JRPGs, because almost everyone used to come with one, especially like I remember just getting the Lunar special edition on PS1, and one of the coolest things about it was the cloth map, which I actually still have on the shelf, which is really awesome. So the last thing that's in here before we get to the piece de resistance, we've got the Octopath Traveler sound selection. This is actually a 14-song, basically selection of some of the tracks from the soundtrack. Nintendo's been doing this a lot with their special editions lately. I think the Metroid Samus Returns one is still probably the best one, but I'm also just biased towards anything Metroid, I guess. But this is actually really cool to have. One of the things that was very apparent when playing the demo for Octopath Traveler, which if you haven't tried it, you can certainly check it out on the eShop. It's literally the first 3 hours of the game. Is that the music is fantastic. There's multiple battle themes. There's different themes for all the 8 characters, and there's a lot of music in this game. So I really love the idea of having a soundtrack for that. Even if it's not the full soundtrack, that's okay. I'm cool with the sound selection here. All right, so last thing, we got the piece de resistance. Now, unfortunately, this is actually tied to the book itself. You can't actually remove this. But I don't care because it's so cool. So there, again, another magnetic flap on this. They went all out with sort of keeping this stuff together. So inside here, we have a pop-up book. So we'll have to sort of prop it up like this so you can sort of see. So these are basically all the starting areas for all 8 characters. Some of them are sort of the boss fights. Some of them are sort of the very beginning. Basically all of the sort of iconic locales from all 8 characters. And again, I've already played all 8 characters' initial stories through the demo, which is pretty cool. So again, all these places seem familiar to me. I do love the attention to detail to this pop-up book. It's so cool. It doesn't have any writing or anything like that, so you're not actually getting a story in here. But this sort of shows off the impressive art style that Octopath Traveler has. As opposed to a lot of other JRPGs. Like it really stands out, and there really isn't any game that really looks like this. Like the closest comparison I can make is something like 3D Game Heroes, which was sort of the Zelda-like game on PS3. But even then, it was trying a similar thing, but it's not exactly like this. So yeah, overall, this pop-up book looks absolutely incredible. I love the look of this. I really wish you could remove it, but that's not a big deal. I mean, worst case scenario, if I really wanted to remove it that badly, I certainly could probably just somehow jimmy it out of the back of the book here. So yeah, that is everything that comes in the Octopath Traveler Wayfarer's Edition. What do you think about Octopath Traveler? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what we do over here at Game Moose, leave us a like on this video. Subscribe to our channel. We come up with cool stuff. We come up with the Game Moose podcast every single week, as I mentioned, Mondays at noon Eastern Standard Time over at game-moose.com and this YouTube channel as well, in audio form or video form, depending on the week. You can also check me out on Twitter at Ryan Turford. That's TURFORD. And last but not least, you can find us on our website, game-moose.com, and on Twitter at game_moose_cast. Sorry, Anyways, for Ryan Turford, this has been another unboxing of the Octopath Traveler Wayfarer's Edition. I got through that somehow, and we'll see you next time.